For generations, their paths have crossed only in fear and blood. But in the frozen silence of the Alps, something stirs once more. A single cry pierces the dawn, ancient, defiant, alive. From the shadows of extinction, one wolf rises again. She moves through forests and villages unseen, her paws tracing the forgotten roads of her ancestors. Rivers, highways, even the thunder of the TGV cannot stop her. Each step brings her closer to a land that no longer remembers her scent. A world that once hunted her kind to the edge of oblivion. Yet tonight, beneath the pale light of the mountains, her howl returns, the voice of the wild, reborn in the heart of Europe. In her blood, Louve knows she must flee. It is written in her genes, the silent memory of generations who learned to run before they were seen. At 10 weeks old, young wolves already reveal who they are. Some lead, some follow, some give up easily. And some, like Louve, never give up. The games of youth are more than play, they forge the spirit of survival. While her brothers chase shadows in the snow, Louve's eyes are fixed on the horizon. She feels a pull stronger than comfort, the instinct to wander, to seek, to claim a life of her own. Her journey begins in a world ruled by silence and scent. Every mark, every whisper of the wind tells her where danger lies. The air is heavy with warnings, the urine trails of rival packs, the smell of man, the smoke of his fires. Yet she moves forward, alone, into the white wilderness. Behind her lies the warmth of the pack. Ahead, the vast unknown. She does not know what awaits her, only that to stay is death and to move is hope. Somewhere beyond these frozen ridges, a safer world must exist. So she walks, one paw after another, guided only by instinct, the ancient voice of the wild that whispers, survive. Every scent tells a story. Here, the air warns her, this is not your land. Louve crosses the frozen ridges of the Vercors, the dark slopes of Chartreuse, and the steep valleys of Tarentaise. Each mountain holds a secret, and each step could awaken danger. The ground is marked by others' rival packs, marking the boundaries she must never cross. Wolves are capable of killing trespassers, and Louve knows it. Yet, she's driven by something greater than fear, the will to survive. Below her, the valley glows with strange lights. The scent of smoke and metal fills the night. Men, cars, their roads cut across her path like rivers of death. She waits in the shadows, silent, invisible, until the last sound fades. Then she runs swift and low, crossing under fences, through empty fields, vanishing before dawn. Sometimes she hears the distant echo of dogs barking, or the hollow crack of a rifle rolling through the mountains. The wild no longer belongs entirely to her kind. For centuries, wolves and men have shared this uneasy border, a line drawn by fear. Behind Louve lies a mountain infested with dangers. Ahead, an unknown world ruled by humans. Between them, the narrow thread of survival. She moves at night, guided by instinct, always avoiding the scent of man. When the wind changes, she freezes every muscle listening. When it is safe, she continues. Day after day, night after night, her path winds deeper through the Alps, and still she walks. Alone, through snow and silence. Because to stop is to die, and to move forward, no matter the risk, is to live. Since their return to France, we have learned how far the wolves can travel. They cross everything: rivers, highways, even the roaring lines of the TGV. Nothing stops them. Night after night, Louve moves like a shadow through the land of men. She waits for darkness to fall, when the world grows quiet and the stars become her only witnesses. Across bridges and valleys, through forests cut by roads, she runs silent, tireless, invisible. Beneath her paws, the world of humans hums with danger. Iron rails, the rush of engines, the glare of headlights. Yet instinct guides her where no map could. She reads the earth through scent and sound: a flicker of wind, a ripple in the grass, the echo of movement miles away. At the edge of a wide valley, she pauses. The moon rises, cold and silver. She waits for silence, then moves. Her paws touch the frozen ground, her body gliding like smoke across the open plain. She crosses rivers swollen with meltwater, leaps over rails still warm from passing trains, and disappears once more into the safety of the trees. For most creatures, such a journey would be impossible. But the wolf was born to travel, built for distance, endurance, and the unknown. Louve's silent crossing is more than survival. It is defiance, a living memory of what nature endures when left to its own strength. And as she vanishes into the night, the mountains bear witness to her resilience, and the wild reclaims another breath of freedom. After months of wandering, Louve has crossed mountains, rivers, and valleys that few creatures dare to face. Then one morning, she reaches a place where the air feels different, quiet, clean, alive. No scent of man, no bark of dog, only the wind, the grass, and the pulse of the earth. She has entered the Mercantour National Park, a sanctuary shaped by men yet untouched by their noise. A land where the wild still breathes freely. Here, prey is abundant and danger is rare. For the first time, Louve slows her pace. She drinks from a stream, her reflection trembling like the memory of all she has survived. As the days pass, she hunts small game among the pines. She learns the rhythm of this new territory, the calls of the birds, the movement of the deer, the silence before snow. Beneath a fallen tree, she digs a den, hidden deep among the roots. Then, in the soft warmth of spring, new life arrives. 6 small pups, blind, trembling, and full of breath. The next generation of the wild. Louve keeps them close, feeding them, guarding them from every sound that might mean danger. Around the den, the forest hums with peace. The pups begin to play in the golden light, chasing leaves and shadows. Their small paws leave marks beside hers, a new story written in the soil of the Alps. Louve has found what she sought through all the peril and pain, a home. A land of plenty, a future born of endurance. Here, surrounded by life, she is no longer just a survivor. She is a mother, a guardian, the voice of the wilderness reborn. And in this quiet valley of the Mercantour, 6 new voices of the wild rise to join hers, echoing softly through the mountains. The voice of wolves was made for the mountains. It travels through valleys, echoes across cliffs, and lingers in the night like a memory that never fades. When Louve lifts her head beneath the full moon, her call rolls over the ridges long, low, and trembling with life. It is a song of presence, a call for kin, and a whisper to the endless wild. She has survived the journey, built her den, raised her young, yet a part of her still searches. The mountains answer with silence. Only the wind replies. But miles away, in another valley, a young wolf hears her cry. He stops, listens, then answers. Across forests and frozen rivers, their voices weave together, closing the distance between 2 solitary hearts. Before dawn, he follows her trail, the faint scent of another life. As morning light breaks, they meet. No words, no fight, just recognition. 2 souls shaped by the same struggle, drawn together by the same instinct that guided their ancestors before them. For the first time, Louve is not alone. Her journey, once marked by danger and exile, now finds its purpose in action. Together, they move through the snow, side by side. And when night falls again, their howls rise in harmony, filling the cold air with the sound of renewal. The mountains listen, the wild breathes, and the song of the wolves returns to the heart of the Alps. From the Dolomites to Mont Blanc, Louve crossed the Alps alone 1,300 kilometers through ice, storm, and silence. Her path cut across rivers, highways, and even the roaring lines of the TGV. Every mountain she climbed was once home to her ancestors. Every valley she entered was a land that had forgotten the sound of the wolf. Decades ago, wolves had vanished from France, hunted, poisoned, erased. Only a few families survived in the remote Italian Alps, clinging to existence at the edge of memory. Then, in the 1,990 seconds, wanderers like Louve began to return. Step by step, they reclaimed the lost territories of their kind. They cross borders, not drawn on maps, but marked in fear the invisible line between man and wild. Louve's journey tells not only her story, but the story of her species. Of courage written into blood, of instinct older than history. From one wolf came a pack. From that pack, a future. Today, nearly 2,000 wolves roam across the Alps once more. The forests that once fell silent now echo again with their howls. Louve's path became a bridge between extinction and rebirth, between the past we destroyed and the future we can still protect. The wolf has returned to the heart of Europe, and with her, the wild has found its voice again. At sunrise, the mountains breathe again. The shepherd tends his flock as a distant howl rolls through the valley, a reminder that the wild still watches. High above, Louve and her pack move along the ridge, their silhouettes carved against the morning light. They belong to no one, bound only by instinct and the law of the mountains. Once, wolves were ghosts in these lands, erased by fear, chased into legend. Now, they have returned, not as conquerors, but as keepers of balance. Their presence reminds us that the wild is not gone, only waiting to be understood. Man and wolf, two rulers of two worlds. One builds walls, the other roams free. Yet between them lies a fragile border where both can exist, if respect takes the place of fear. The Alps have endured centuries of silence, but the echo has returned. The howl that once vanished now rises again, weaving through forests, over snow, across time. In the wild, the wolf has no equal, but his reign ends where man's world begins. Each rules his own kingdom, one of wilderness and one of walls. And as long as the howl is heard above the mountains, there is hope that the wild, though wounded, will always find its way home.